This is the state of Wisconsin versus Tyrone Martin, 25 CF 2639. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Thank you, Attorney Kathleen Chung in court for the defendant. I believe I am going to, although this individual does not appear in court, I believe I'm going to move to dismiss this complaint. I think that the individual who is appearing by video is not the individual who is named in this complaint. So I am going to move to dismiss this complaint. This individual, can you identify yourself, please?
Tyrone Martin,
Can you identify your date of birth, please?
9685.
Okay, well, then I will say that this individual, then stand corrected. And then I will move therefore to dismiss count 3, felony bail jumping. Tyrone Martin of 9/6 of 1985 is not named in the case that is named in count 3.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I know I'm not supposed to do this.
I'm gonna ask you to just hold on a minute, if you don't mind,
No problem.
until I guess because I don't know what you're going to say, I'm gonna ask you to hold, please.
I just need a,
If you don't mind, just hold, please. Or else I'll ask for a brief recess so I can go back to talk to him.
Okay, why don't we take a brief recess? That'll give the state some time to pull up the files and whatnot, and figure out their position. And then we'll come back on the record for Mr. Martin. Okay,
Go back into another case or let me go back?
you can go back. And if there's anybody else you need to talk to, you could do it now, if that's all right.
Yes.
All right,
Cool.
Mr. Martin, your attorney's gonna come back. We're gonna take a brief break. All right, and then we'll go back on the record, okay?
Mark, you swear.
So just hang on, and we'll go off the record and mute.
Anybody else out there?
There's 2 individuals, everyone else was down there, there's like 3 other inmates who were down there, there are 4 pictures.
All right. We are back on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Tyrone Martin, 25 CF 2639. Attorney Chung, you've had an opportunity to speak with your client. Any updates?
Thank you very much. That was very informative. Mr. Martin is the person who is in the complaint, and he did advise me that he does have an open case. So Mr. Martin waives the reading of this. He advises that his correct address is 1909 Kropf, Kropf Avenue, number 5, Madison. He does qualify for public representation.
So, Mr. Martin, you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. You're eligible for the public defender. So hopefully they get somebody appointed for you in the next few weeks, but sometimes it's a process that can take a few months. So please.
Sir, I already do have a public defender assigned to my case.
Very good. Then they should be able to get that same person appointed to your newest case.
Sir, am I talking to the judge right now?
I'm a commissioner, but yes.
Okay, I do apologize. I can't tell who. I keep on looking back at the screen. Yes. Sir, I'm just gonna come on and say it.
Sir, so how about you let your attorney speak for you, because these hearings are recorded and anything you say
I'm not
could be
worried
used
about it,
against you.
because at the end of the day, she's not trying to help me. I can tell you that right now. I can get another signature bond with a
Mr. Martin, I'm just gonna ask you to hold on. Let me have a chance to speak for you, and if you want to say something afterward, then we can come back to you, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state's asking for $500 cash bail, as well as a condition that the defendant not have any contact with Officer Joy except in his official capacity. This is the defendant's second open case, and it's his second open case in the last 2 months where he's threatening law enforcement officers. This is an Act 3 offense, so I do think that some cash is appropriate here.
And how do you spell that name?
Officer Joy, Joy.
Sorry, I thought I heard Jolie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of noise. Response?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Martin is asking the court to consider a signature bond, which the court can do in this case. The allegations here, although they are a felony, the court knows that this legislation was passed. This is the first session for this. This is a situation where there was oral threats made. There was some resistive, there was some resistive conduct alleged. But Mr. Martin does have an employment, as he describes, at his home. So he does have some kind of relationship with his landlord. He is employed by his landlord. So he has some ability to maintain a relationship in the community. There is no allegation of injuries, and it does seem that he does have a relationship also with his counsel, since he knows who his counsel is. He's asking the court to first consider a signature bond. He, of course, is indigent and has no ability to post. So he's asking the court to consider a signature bond here.
All right. Any response from the state?
No.
Okay. I'll order $250 cash, and that Mr. Martin have no contact with Officer Joy except in that person's professional capacity as a police officer. Anytime we're starting to see continued behavior despite court intervention, allegations of such anyways, I do believe some increase is appropriate. I'll let you not guilty, please. Yes, sir. What would you like me to know?
I would like you to know that the threat that was supposedly made never was said. All I said was that you guys need your asses kicked.
Your Honor, Mr. Martin, I'm really gonna ask you not to talk about this incident. You do have an assigned attorney. I'm gonna ask you not to talk about this case. Talk to your lawyer. You'll see him very soon. don't talk about this case, all right? Just don't. There's no reason for you to talk about it. It will not help you now and it could hurt you later. It will
Okay.
not help you now.
Okay, man, I'm sorry. You guys just, I'm even trying to do the bail monitoring program, you guys give me that too. Something, because I have.
Anything that you say now will not help you in bond and it could hurt you later. I'm advising you not to talk now. It will not help your bail and it could hurt you later. Don't do it.
So I'll enter not guilty pleas to count 4 in regards to the time limits for the previous hearing.
Not waived.
Okay, we'll keep the time limits in place then, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Marcus Ware, hearing by Zoom.
I'll never work with anybody.
Give me 5 minutes, right?
Can we have the bailiff's office mute themselves, please? I can't hear the name. I still can't hear.
WARE.
Oh, where?
All right, I guess we are going to Ware.
Right. This is the state of Wisconsin versus Marcus Ware Jr., 25 CM 2787. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Ware is appearing by video from the Public Safety Building. I did visit with Mr. Ware and he acknowledges the complaint and will waive reading. He does qualify for public representation. There's no address on the complaint, but he gave us the Beacon, which is 615 East Washington Avenue, 53703.
All right. Mr. Ware eligible for a public defender? Sorry.
Yes, he's eligible. Or he qualifies.
All right. Mr. Ware, you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a hearing like this. You are eligible for a public defender. Just so you know, that evaluation process has been completed. So now the next step is the public defender will appoint somebody to your case, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state's asking for $200 cash bail and with the condition that the defendant not be at Merit or hospital unless it's for a legitimate medical emergency. Here, the defendant made threats to physically harm and spit on multiple nurses and medical staff at the hospital. Further, he has missed court appearances. He has a bench warrant that was issued on September 5th, 2025 in 25 CM 1785. He had a bench warrant on April 28th of 2025 for case number 25 CM 27. And he had a bench warrant on December 6th, 2023 in case number 23-2142, as well as a bench warrant on February 5th of 2024 in case number 23 CM 1224. He has cash bond set in recent cases, $250 in 25 CM 2117, as well as $300 in 25 CM 1187. I think that some cash is appropriate here, as along with that non-monetary condition.
There was a PSA filed. It has this case as a 6 out of 6 on the new criminal activity scale, a 5 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. It doesn't consider the current offense violent, but it does note that there were pending charges at the time of the offense, prior misdemeanor and felony convictions, 1 prior violent conviction, 2 or more failures to appear in the past 2 years, but none older than 2 years. It recommends cash bail and pretrial supervision. Attorney Chung?
Thank you. One thing that our metric does not take into account at all is mental health. So I think it's fairly clear from the record that Mr. Ware suffers from serious mental health issues. These are disorderly conduct, the lowest crime possible. He will stay in custody, of course. because he cannot post any bail. Since he is likely to be, continue to stay in bail, we can incarcerate our mentally ill community members, our neighbors, if that's how we want to deal with it. And so that is a choice that the court can do. He is homeless, he is indigent, he has been alleged to have committed a disorderly crime and to made threats at a hospital. Probably he was seeking help, and it sounds like he was allegedly doing a very bad job of it. Sounds like he's had trouble appearing in court. I'm sure his homelessness and his poverty contribute to that difficulty. It's going to be winter now, so I'm sure it'll be very difficult for him. He's asking the court to consider a signature bond. There is no lower case in this. I understand where the state's coming from, and that's the situation we have. We're asking for the court to consider a signature bond rather than housing him in jail.
You said there's no lower case?
In terms of Class B misdemeanor.
Oh, I see. State's response?
Your Honor, I think just the record speaks for itself. There's been continued incidents and cash bond has been set in the past. I see no reason why it shouldn't be done here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the law only gives me so many tools to make sure cases move along, to protect the public, and quite frankly, to support defendants. They're not adequate tools. But then again, we have people who are here against their will. If there's a need, they can certainly try to get that need fulfilled some way outside of the criminal justice system. But when they kind of get to me, there's I don't have a lot of options at this point. I do believe cash is appropriate given the prior cases, the prior cash that was set, and the behavior that was alleged. I don't think I can go any lower than $200 cash, with the condition that Mr. Ware not be at Meritor Hospital unless he's there for a legitimate medical emergency. I'll enter not guilty pleas on his behalf, and we are adjourned. Thank you, sir.
Next up is WALNER Martinez-CASTELLANOS.
You say you have two people in this. Is there a victim? There is.
Oh. You need a break, you can ask for one too. Yeah, I'll take care of it. No problem.
La privación de libertad de la primera persona se de este es un delito más. Tiene una afirmación de 6 años. Comunicado de prisión física como delito menor, proceso doméstico. 2 cargos de desacato a las condiciones de financiamiento. Le ordenaron a usted que pidió un acto policial en 2 casos diferentes. Cada uno puede llevar una sentencia de extradición de los fiscales. Usted tiene derecho a una justicia preliminar. Y usted puede exigir que se celebre esa audiencia dentro de 10 días. puede considerar tiempo eso de que cuando usted hable con y el juez pues le pondrá la confianza en efectivo. Es posible que usted quiera celebrar la audiencia preliminar más pronto para poder tener una audiencia sobre la pero si dado el caso de pagar la fianza, puede si eso se hace necesario y vamos a ver qué pasa.
Thank you.
Very good. This is the state of Wisconsin versus WALNER MARTINEZ-CASTELLANOS, 25 CF 2635.
El estado de Wisconsin contra WALNER Martínez-Castellanos, número de caso 25 CF 2635.
You have an interpreter. Can you identify yourself for the record?
Tenemos al intérprete, me llamo Jim Larson.
And have you been sworn in today?
Yes,
And you
That-
realize you're still under oath?
I do.
Okay. Can I have appearances, please?
Las comparecencias.
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
El estado representado por el fiscal Ben Wagner.
Mr. Martinez Castellanos appears in custody and in person with attorney Kathleen Chung and the interpreter.
El señor Martínez Castellanos se presenta en persona bajo custodia con la abogada Kathleen Chung y con el intérprete.
I do not know whether he qualifies for public representation. He has not been evaluated to my knowledge.
Yo no sé si él se califica para un defensor público. De que yo sepa, él todavía no ha sido entrevistado para ver si se califica para defensor público.
His correct address is on the complaint.
La denuncia criminal lleva su dirección correcta.
I have explained the criminal complaint to him, which is in English.
Yo le expliqué la denuncia criminal de él y eso está en inglés.
I reviewed it for probable cause and waive its reading.
Lo repasé para determinar que existen suficientes pruebas y renuncio su lectura.
Sir, you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this.
Señor, usted tiene derecho a la representación de un abogado en un caso como este.
You haven't been evaluated by the public defender.
Todavía no le han evaluado la oficina del defensor público.
Looks like you have 2 other cases as well.
Parece que tiene 2 casos más.
You'll need to apply to the public defender in this case if you'd like to have them represent you.
Tendrá que solicitar un defensor público en este caso si quiere que le represente en este caso.
You could also hire an attorney at expense to yourself
También puede contratar a su propio abogado
or represent yourself if competent to do so.
y representarse a sí mismo si usted se considera competente para hacerlo.
I find probable cause in the complaint.
Determino que existen suficientes pruebas en la denuncia criminal.
It's my understanding that there's somebody who identifies as a victim in this case.
Tengo entendido que hay una persona que se identifica como víctima en este caso.
Can you please unmute, identify yourself, and wait for the interpreter to interpret if you have a long statement to make.
Entonces, por favor, prenda su micrófono, diga su nombre completo y si quiere decir algo, tome pausas para que el intérprete pueda interpretar todo. Señora, prenda su micrófono.
¿Me escuchan?
Sí, se escucha.
Ok. Buenas tardes, señor juez y demás personas presentes.
Good afternoon to Your Honor and everybody else who is present there.
Yo lo que quería decir es de que, pues, convivir con esta persona ha sido algo muy, tanto doloroso para mí, emocionalmente malo.
And so I just want to say that I
También,
have lived with this person emotionally. It's been very painful for me.
tanto emocional, psicológica y físicamente, él
Emotion.
me ha maltratado de todas las maneras posibles.
Okay, so emotionally, psychologically, and physically, he has abused me in every way imaginable.
hasta el punto de yo estar aquí en mi casa y con mis hijos, salir de la habitación y compartir con mis hijos, que es algo normal. No me dejaba estar en la sala con mis hijos y tenía que yo estar siempre en el cuarto con él, o si no, él decía porque yo estaba en la sala, si yo salía era porque alguien me iba a ver o yo me iba a ver con otro hombre. Y si él
Okay.
me dijo, una
Sí,
vez me
sí.
amenazó, lo siento,
Espere un
lo siento.
momento, perdón. So yeah, so like he would intimidate us and I live at home with my kids. He would make me stay in like the bedroom with him, or if I wanted to go out, I have to tell him where I'm going, like even to the living room. He would think that if I was gonna leave, I was gonna see someone or see another man.
También me llegó a amenazar de que si él me veía con otro hombre, que él no iba a ser, que él no sabía cómo iba a actuar, pero que iba a ser capaz de hacerme daño, que él iba a tener algo, iba a hacer algo muy malo.
Okay, so he also threatened me that if he ever did see me with another man, he wasn't sure what he would do, but he would do something very bad to me.
Llegué también hasta el punto de esconder los propios cuchillos de mi casa, porque yo hubo un tiempo que yo ya no me sentía segura.
I'm going to ask for a repetition. ¿Puede repetir eso un momento, señora, otra vez? ¿Usted lo
Sí,
echó de su casa?
sí, ese día
Ajá.
yo lo eché de mi casa temprano
Okay.
porque él perdió las llaves de mi carro y dañó mi carro.
Okay. So that day I kicked him out of my house because I had lost the keys to my car and he had damaged my car. Uh-huh.
Él regresó y entró por la ventana, dañando la ventana. Yo estaba cocinando y yo escuché una bulla y me fui a ver y era él entrando por la ventana. Y luego
So he
comenzamos a forcejear,
acociarla.
forcejear,
Forcejar, ya entiendo, ya entiendo. So then he came back, came through the window and he damaged the window. I was inside the kitchen, I was cooking and I heard all this commotion and he had forced his way in.
Él me empujó y logró cerrar la puerta del cuarto para que yo no saliera. Luego yo me metí hacia el closet tratando de esconderme, pero él, en lo que estábamos yo por dentro y él por fuera jalando la puerta, él abrió y me empujó hacia la ropa. Y hubo un
And so,
momento en que yo no le dije eso a la policía, de que él temprano, antes de eso, que también por eso lo corrí, él me puso sus manos en mi cuello, pero yo le dije que me estaba ahorcando y él seguía y seguía y yo le dije, deja, y me estoy
okay,
ahogando, pero
señora, pare, es que es demasiado. I'm sorry, I told her it's too
disculpe,
much.
disculpe.
No, no se preocupe, es mucho, es mucho emocional, ¿verdad? Pero tengo que interpretar. It's very emotional for you, but I have to interpret. So one time he came in and he pushed me and I went into the closet. I closed the door to try to hide from him. He came in and he forced his way into the closet and he pushed me. And I did call the police and I told the police at one time he had his hands on my neck and he was starting to choke me.
Entonces luego él me soltó y dijo que era que estaba jugando, pero realmente yo
And,
me estaba ahogando.
and
Luego
so
de eso,
un momento. I'm sorry, she just keeps going. So then he let go of me and he said that he was just playing, but actually he was choking me. Perdón, continúe.
sí, entonces eso fue temprano, pero yo no se lo dije a la policía eso porque con tantas cosas, con tantas emociones que tuve por la noche, pues a mí se me pasó.
Okay, so this was very early, but I didn't tell the police about this because so many things that I had so many emotions that night that it's just kind of passed by me.
Entonces ya por la noche, pues él regresó y volvimos, que digo que entró por la ventana de mi cuarto y forcejeamos, me metí al closet, volvimos a forcejear, me empujó, me golpeó y yo traté de escaparme, salí, llamé a la policía, traté de llamar a la policía,
Okay, so
luego
that
él se
night
fue.
okay, so that night he did come back. He went through the window again. We were forcing, he pushed me, he punched me. I called the police again and he took off.
Luego él regresó y entró, yo le dije, va a venir la policía.
And
Él
so
entró al
later on,
baño.
he did come back and I told him the police are going to come. And so he went into the bathroom.
Me dijo que yo estaba loca, que no iba a venir la policía. Entonces yo le dije, van a venir. Y luego él se metió a la habitación y luego vino la policía. Y
And
pues
so he said I was crazy. The police weren't going to come, but then they did come and he went into the bedroom.
y
And
el día,
ma'am,
un
Señora,
día-
señora,
hold on one second.
espere un momento.
I've read the complaint,
He leído la denuncia criminal.
so I understand kind of why we're here and what's been alleged.
Yo entiendo por qué estamos aquí y lo que están alegando.
If you can keep your response to what you think I should do today in terms of bail,
Si puede decir solamente qué opina sobre lo que le deben poner de fianza, qué debe hacer el comisionado con ese señor en cuanto a la fianza, nada más.
I would appreciate that, and I don't want to waste your
bueno,
time.
Y lo aprecio mucho y no quiero perder su tiempo.
ok, la verdad yo no quiero que él se me vuelva a acercar, él me vuelva a buscar. Yo me siento muy nerviosa con él, yo me siento insegura, siento que mi vida corre peligro con él y no sé la verdad el juez cómo puede.
Okay. Okay, gracias. And so the truth is, I don't want him to come near me. I don't want him to come and look for me. I feel very nervous around him. I feel very unsafe. I feel like I'm in danger with him.
Okay, and can you please state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Diga, por favor, cuál es su nombre y apellido. ¿Cuál es su nombre y apellido? ¿Y puede deletrearlo, señora?
Es legalmente aquí en el ID de Wisconsin es algo como Brand, que es BREND.
El nombre de usted es Brand.
Sí, legalmente
Ajá.
sale así como Brand.
So legally, my name here in Wisconsin is Brand, B-R-E-N-D.
Medina,
Medina,
MEDINA.
Medina, M-E-D-I-N-A.
Downs, DOWNS.
Downs, D-O-W-N-S.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Gracias, señora. Gracias.
Gracias.
I'll note that there was a PSA filed.
Yo voy a anotar que hubo una investigación presentencia.
It considers this a 3 out of 6 on the new criminal activity scale and a 4 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale.
Entonces, en la escala de nueva actividad criminal le ponen 3 de 6 y de la escala de posibilidad de no presentarse a la corte ponen 4 de 6.
Considers the current offense violent
Consideran que el delito actual es de índole violento
and notes that there was at least one pending charge at the time of the offense,
y que había un cargo pendiente en el momento de este delito.
but it also notes that there were no prior misdemeanor or felony convictions.
Y que no tiene, you mean he doesn't have a criminal history? Is that what you're saying? I'm sorry.
Correct.
Okay.
It's no prior
Right.
misdemeanor or felony.
Okay. En el
conviction.
pasado, okay, él no tiene antecedentes penales ni de delitos menores ni de delitos mayores.
Consequently, no prior violent convictions.
Y por lo tanto no ha tenido condenas por delitos violentos en el pasado.
Notes one prior failure to appear in the past 2 years.
Ha faltado corte, no se presentó a la corte una vez en los últimos 2 años.
And it recommends a signature bond with pretrial supervision.
Y recomienda una fianza bajo firma con supervisión del servicio de previo al juicio.
What are the state's recommendations?
¿Cuál es la recomendación del Estado?
The state is asking for $2,000 cash bail.
El Estado va a pedir una fianza en efectivo de $2,000.
And if the defendant posts that he be placed on pretrial services with GPS monitoring,
Y que si el acusado paga la fianza para salir, que le pongan con el programa de servicio previo al juicio con monitoreo de GPS,
that he have no contact with Brend MD,
que no tenga contacto con Brand MD,
that he be banned from the 200 block of North Thompson Drive in Madison,
una prohibición de estar en la cuadra 200 North Thompson Drive, Madison.
This is the defendant's third open case with the same victim,
Este es el tercer caso abierto de este acusado con la misma víctima.
who is his ex-girlfriend with whom he previously resided.
La exnovia con quien vivía antes.
The defendant's conduct has escalated and he's charged here with violent crimes under Act 3.
Entonces, la conducta de este acusado se ha ido escalando y entonces ahora le acusan de un crimen violento bajo el acto 3.
Under the totality of circumstances analysis, some cash is appropriate to protect the victim.
Dado la totalidad de las circunstancias, una fianza en efectivo es apropiado para proteger a la víctima.
The victim enforced the 72-hour no contact.
La víctima pidió que se hiciera cumplir la orden de no contacto por 72 horas.
And the defendant was also served with a stalking warning letter.
Y también el acusado recibió una carta de advertencia sobre persecución ilícita.
The pretrial services with GPS will help ensure that the defendant is deterred from continuing to contact the victim.
Entonces, los servicios previos al juicio con el monitoreo de GPS puede ayudar a asegurar de que este acusado no siga siguiendo o persiguiendo a esta víctima.
Which would be contrary to his conditions of bond in his 2 pending cases, which
Eso
have the
sería-
same victim.
Eso sería en contra de las condiciones de fianza de sus 2 casos pendientes con la misma víctima.
Nothing further.
On behalf of Mr. Martinez-Castellanos.
Y de parte del señor Martínez Castellanos,
Thank you. The defendant has no ability to post cash. He's asking the court to consider a signature bond. Obviously, the court is going to look at cash here. So, but he has no cash to post, so he's going to ask the court to at least consider a signature bond first. If the court moves to consider cash, we're going to ask the court to consider a lower amount of cash in the neighborhood of half or so. $1,000 is a very significant, it's a huge amount for Mr. Martinez-Castellanos. His checking account has nothing in it now. He has no objection. Oh, sorry.
Hold on. I'm
You're
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry. Nosotros pedimos que no le ponga una fianza en efectivo, que le ponga una fianza bajo firma, ¿verdad? Él no tiene dinero para pagar en efectivo en este momento. Si usted le pone una fianza en efectivo, que por favor que sea la mitad, que sea $1,000. En este momento, él no tiene dinero en su cuenta de chequeos. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. We've heard what the court has heard. Mr. Martinez-Castellanos understands. He absolutely will have no contact with North Thompson Drive. I think there's some comfort that the court and the state can take. The address on the complaint is on the opposite side of town.
Entonces, nosotros hemos escuchado lo que ha escuchado la corte. Él entiende que no puede tener ningún contacto con North Thompson Drive, ningún contacto en absoluto. Y si le asegura a la corte para saber que la dirección en la denuncia criminal está en el otro lado de la ciudad.
Mr. Martinez-Castellanos has no objection to being monitored by pretrial services. And he has no objection. I mean, he understands that the grief that is being alleged here. He cannot have contact. He does have counsel and will consult with counsel.
Entonces, el señor Castellanos no se opone a que le hagan monitoreo con los servicios previo al juicio. Le entiende toda la pena y el dolor que ha causado a la víctima, ¿verdad? Y entonces él va a consultar con su abogado. Él tiene abogado.
That is in the previous cases.
En los casos anteriores.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Any response from the state?
Respuesta del Estado. No, sus señorías.
Right. Quite frankly, after reviewing this case, I think the state's request is too low by a factor of 10.
Francamente, después de repasar este caso, yo pienso que la petición del Estado está demasiado bajo 10 veces.
I'm going to order $20,000 cash.
Voy a ordenar una fianza en efectivo de $20,000.
I'm going to order that Mr. Martinez-Castellanos have no contact with Brent M.D.
Voy a ordenar que el señor Martínez Castellano no tenga contacto con Brent M.D.
Going to order a ban for the 200 block of North Thompson Drive in Madison.
Una prohibición de estar en la cuadra 200 de North Thompson Drive, Madison.
I'm going to order that before Mr. Castellanos is released, if he posts bail, that he is to be connected with pretrial services and fitted with an electronic monitoring.
Y voy a
device.
ordenar que si el señor Castellanos paga la fianza y le ponen en libertad de la cárcel, que él vaya a los servicios previos al juicio para que le pongan un aparato para ser monitoreado de forma GPS.
If this were just a third open case, that would be something else, but here, Mr. Martinez Castellanos is alleged to have actually broken into the victim's house.
Esto es para el caso abierto y aquí se alega que el señor Martínez Castellano entró ilegalmente, se forció al entrar en la casa de la víctima.
Once there, the allegations are extremely concerning to this court.
Una vez que ha llegado allí, las alegaciones, los alegatos son muy preocupantes para esta corte,
As they directly endangered not only the victim, but the victim's children.
como que puso en peligro directo no solamente a la víctima, sino a los hijos de la víctima.
I'll enter not guilty pleas to the misdemeanor counts.
Voy a anotar declaraciones de no culpable por los delitos menores.
In regards to the time limits for the prelim on the felony count,
Not waived.
Y entonces, en cuanto a las fechas límites para celebrar la audiencia preliminar del caso delito mayor, no levantamos las fechas límites.
then we will keep the time limits in place
Conservamos las fechas límites
and we are adjourned.
y se levanta la sesión.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, ma'am.
Gracias, señora.
Next up is Sergio VAZQUEZ Ramirez.
Yep. Making you earn your money today, huh?
Okay, I'll get out of your face. I'm glad I coached him out that water. No. Oh, okay. No, I can let them.
No.
You can have that one.
Okay.
So. This will be.
Perfect.
If there's any.
It's good.
Oh, did he speak
Yeah,
English?
I thought it was gonna be a regular hearing, so I was usually like that.
Oh,
That's why we get the.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
You sure?
Well,
Yeah,
he speaks
I mean-
English,
No, I know, but he said there might be some terms. Are you sure?
so you're okay with English?
I mean, just in case, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
And if you want any sort of explanation or time to speak with your counsel, just feel free to raise your hand and I can pause the hearings
Okay.
so that you can follow along with what's going on, okay?
And Your Honor, I'm thinking maybe just let us do this in English, and if he has any questions, he can ask me. Then-
Okay.
then
All right.
How does that sound?
Do you feel
If you have
comfortable?
anything you don't understand, just let me know and I'll interpret it for you.
Oh,
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Sergio VAZQUEZ Ramirez, 25 CM 2735. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Vasquez Ramirez appears in custody in person with attorney Kathleen Chung. His correct address is not on the complaint. It is 2630 Commercial Avenue, Apartment 2, Madison 53704. He qualifies for public representation. I have reviewed this complaint. He has a copy. He speaks very good English, or at least good English. And he's saying he does not need an interpreter here today, but there is one in case he does not understand anything. And we waive the reading of the complaint.
Very good. We had a discussion before going on the record about having an interpreter. We've got an interpreter present, and if Mr. VAZQUEZ Ramirez needs any sort of interpretation service, we'll stop the hearing so that he can be looped in and understand what's going on. You have the right to have an attorney represent you in a hearing like this. You are eligible for a public defender. If you have one on your underlying case, they should automatically appoint that same attorney to this case. Otherwise, it's a process that can take a few weeks or a few months, so just hang in there, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint What are the state's recommendations?
The state has no objection to a signature bond, but the defendant be banned from McDonald's. And also that he be placed on pretrial services for alcohol monitoring. And if the court decides against pretrial services, no use or possession of alcohol.
Mr. Vasquez Ramirez doesn't have any objection, of course, to a signature bond. I guess what he would ask for is some type of monitoring that is the least burdensome or the least onerous possible. He certainly doesn't have an objection to the condition.
So what I'll do is I'll order a signature bond and I'll take a chance on you complying with this no alcohol condition, okay? I'm going to order, is there a specific McDonald's that the state is asking that Mr. Vasquez Ramirez be banned from?
You have to look
It's
at
like
the
this happened
address,
at the 1100 block of Regent Street.
then we'll go with the Regent Street McDonald's.
And any objection to that?
No. Yes.
So I'll order a signature bond with the ban from the McDonald's, the ban from the McDonald's on the 1100 block of Regent Street, Madison. I'll order that you not use or possess any alcohol. I'll also order pretrial supervision, pretrial services, monitor you for alcohol use. But for pretrial services, I likely would have set, cash in this case. The complaint says that you blew almost a 0.4. That's a very high amount. So it's going to be really important that you not only comply with that condition that you not use or possess any alcohol, but if you need any additional support, that you seek it out. So the onus is kind of on you to comply with that, and whatever you need to help you comply with that, in terms of, you know, therapy, counseling, things like that, you should reach out. All right. Violations of this court order could be charged out as a bail jumping. And those bail jumping charges multiply like gremlins very, very fast, exponentially. Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
Is there any resources list that I can get? Upstairs I have applied, they commented something about the vitriol shot and psychiatric also. I made a request for that.
Yep. So pretrials.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted. Please
So,
continue.
is there any way, because I also have no insurance and I'm pretty sure don't have a job right now, is there any way I can refer? Either for, I don't know if there's an access that's close to us with the Williams one? Or something like that, I don't know.
Yep, so pretrial services can complete referrals on your behalf. Reach out to them, express those concerns to them, and they should be able to help connect you either directly to those services or to somebody who can help connect you to those services, okay? So I think that'll be very important, given what I read in the complaint. May not be 100% accurate, may not be any percent accurate, I don't know. But when I see something like this, it kind of makes my ears perk up and say, hey, maybe somebody could use a little bit of help with this, okay? And when you take it before a judge orders it, it looks really good, right? And it looks like you might have another question.
Yes, I also, last time I did try that, and when I called.
I'm sorry, try what?
Tried, they gave me a number,
Who's they?
well, I got a list of resources for it. I don't remember if it was my PO or if it was from court. But I did call the numbers to ask. And they said that it doesn't work that way, that I can't just get referred like that, and it was a different process that I had to go through.
Through
I don't know, it was to a hospital. I don't have the full info, like I don't remember off the top of my head, but I did try to reach out. And they said, no, I had to apply somewhere else.
Okay.
Is that what that is?
So you didn't give me a lot of information because I don't know who you
He has
spoke
that.
with, and I know it's kind of a nerve-wracking situation to be in and you're on the spot. I would say connect with pretrial services and they will help you figure out the whole referral process because it's kind of its own thing. All right. And it looks like your attorney might have some information, so I'll be quiet while you guys talk.
I was advising him to talk to his lawyer.
Okay, very good. So I will enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. I will, and the pretrial services, you'll have to report there by 10 a.m. of the next business day. That's not an opportunity to see if you can get another drink in, because the way this works is I could order that you're not to be released until you can report there. I'm going to take a chance on you that you're going to do the right thing, and that's going to be the court's expectation, okay? Very good. Then we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. Does that mean no?
Next up is Robert KNIPFER.
So I'll be out to the.
Right, time.
One more thing, it's VAZ, it's always been VAZ.
Oh, right, that's fine. Okay, well.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Like, that had like the multiple parties one. But that one was not charged, right? These are both brand new. complaints.
Wasim Hakim.
That one was, both of these are brand new, even though the Hakeem one is finished.
This is the state of Wisconsin
Yeah,
versus
it was-
Robert KNIPFER, 25 CM 2771 and 24 CM 2636. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Knipfer appears in person with attorney Kathleen Chung. 2 Bs.
All right.
Wait. He does have 2 Bs in his name, so the complaint is gonna be ROBB in both complaints is the correct spelling. Well, I'll just correct actually, they both do have the complaint, I beg your pardon? We're in court. The correct address is listed on the complaint. We have reviewed both complaints. He is eligible and will waive their reading.
So I noticed that the complaint has the Robert with 2 Bs as an alias. You have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. I'm sorry, you said Mr. Knipfer was eligible?
That's right.
Okay. So hopefully somebody from the public defender gets appointed to you ASAP, but sometimes it's a process that can take a little bit of time, all right? I find probable cause in the complaints. What are the state's recommendations?
Your Honor, I believe that there is a victim who would like to address the court.
All right,
Yes,
is there somebody
there
who identifies, is there somebody who identifies as a victim in this case? If so, can you please unmute and identify yourself with either your initials, your first name and last initial, or your full name?
I've unmuted. My name is Lana Olson. I am Robert's mother.
And can you spell your name?
LANAOLSON.
Very good. And what would you like me to know today?
I would actually like to appeal to the court, believe it or not, on my son's behalf. Robert has never put his hands on me in anger before. I know the circumstances are grim here. Robert is a drug addict. Robert has a heroin addiction. I know that when this happened, that Robert was in the course of withdrawal, and his temper can become very touchy at those times. I've dealt with this with Robert for quite some time, and I am familiar with what happens when he's withdrawing. I pushed buttons. I purposely pushed his buttons. I wanted Robert to stop using drugs. I was angry myself, and I chose to push buttons rather than let him just withdraw. My problem, honestly, is that Robert needs help. Robert has been in the court system since he was 14 years old. I have tried to get him help. He has tried to get him help. We have both gone through his probation officers on multiple occasions and been told there's nothing they can do, trying to get him help. Robert has walked into his probation officer's office in tears, begging them for help on multiple occasions. I've been witness to it. Robert has a disease. I am a registered nurse. I do know what this disease can do to a person and what it has done to my son. When Robert is clean, Robert is a completely different person. Robert is very respectful. Robert is a very hard worker. He is highly intelligent, and he has a drive for life and to improve himself. But this drug has a hold on him. And as much as I hate to admit, I have not been able to give him the help he needs. Robert doesn't just have drug addiction against him. Robert has psychiatric issues against him that he is not medicated for, so he self-medicates. Robert has bipolar manic depressive disorder. He's also borderline personality. He has never been medicated for any of it. He's been diagnosed since he was 14, but even then the courts tied my hands and wouldn't let me get him medicated. He'd run away from home. They told me I couldn't do anything about it because I knew where he was. I couldn't go drag him out of there and get him home, bring him home, because that would be against me then. Well, as a parent, that ties your hands. It limits
And ma'am,
your
can you
ability.
slow down? Can you slow down while you're talking just a little bit? We have a court reporter who types
I'm
everything
sorry.
out, and I want to make sure he can follow along. And
I
also,
apologize.
your audio is just a little bit fuzzy. So if you could enunciate a little bit more, that would help. I think I've been able to hear everything you said, but please continue.
I'm not, don't get me wrong. I know Robert has done some things wrong, but Robert is not a hardened criminal. If you look at his record, I mean, yes, he has gone to prison for heroin sale that unfortunately cost a man his life, a young man that was very close to Robert and our family. Robert has suffered greatly from that, persecuting himself. Robert was traumatized at the age of 14 years old by my husband at the time, which is no longer my husband. And Robert's psychiatric disorders have not lended any assistance in getting him the help he needs. So he turned to drugs. I want Robert to get help. I want him to get the correct kind of help, though. I would like the state to somehow help me get him into psychiatric care, to get not just the drug addiction assistance he needs to get clean and stay clean, but the psychiatric assistance he needs to be treated for his mental health problems. Robert is a good person. Robert and I both are very close, actually. And I do not want the state to tell him that he can have no contact with me. Quite frankly, I would be very upset by that because I'm all he has. And if there is a prayer of my son ever getting himself clean and getting his life together, he needs me in it. Because I'm all he's got.
Understood. Thank you.
I would also like to go on record to say that I do not want these charges pressed. I just want him to get the help he needs.
Very good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
What are
you.
the state's recommendations?
In 25 CM 2771, the state's asking for $500 cash bail with the condition that the defendant not have any contact with Lana O, that he be banned from her residence. Also, that he not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia. In the older of the cases, the state is also asking for $500 cash bail with the condition that the defendant be banned from Nordstrom Rack. I believe, or actually, yeah, Nordstrom Rack, I believe that was set back in November of 2024 at an IA then, and I asked that that be reinstated. Your Honor, Mr. KNIPFER has, I believe that cash is appropriate here, considering that Mr. KNIPFER has been in absconding status from probation for over a year. I think that significantly calls into question his willingness or ability to show up for courts when he's required. I understand the victim's concern here about her being able to assist him with his drug issues, but this is obviously a violent offense, and I think that some separation is appropriate here, so I'd ask the court to impose that condition.
I beg you do
Thank you.
not do that.
Ma'am, I've heard you. I've written down what you said. So everybody gets their chance to speak. You've had yours, and we'll continue on with the hearing. Attorney Chung?
Thank you. Mr. KNIPFER does have a hold on him from his agent, so we have no objection to low cash. He will get credit therefore for the time that he spends. I've heard what Mrs. O has said, and I don't, so he's not gonna be getting out of custody unless and until his agent and or DHA find either that he hasn't committed the allegations, or that is the DOC allegations, or that he has been approved for an alternative to revocation, which would surely include treatment. Under those circumstances, the only contact that he could have with Mrs. O would be by phone or some kind of electronic communication, or while he's in custody. I'm asking, I don't think that the no contact is necessary under those circumstances because he cannot have physical contact with her. The victim is very clear. She's his mother. I don't think there's any reason to keep the mother away from her son when he cannot do her any harm. And when she's been very clear that, of course, her presence in his life will help him. His agent who knows him can determine if there is some kind of inappropriate or unhealthy contact verbally or orally, then that can stop. His jail calls will be monitored. So we're asking the court to permit no acts or threats of violence or some type of language like that. We don't have objection to low cash. Thank you.
Thank you. Any response from the state?
No,
Okay. So I'll order $250 cash in each case. I'll order that you make no acts or threats of violence to Lana O. What that means is you can have contact with that person, but you can't make acts or threats of violence to them, okay? So just have reasonable communication, all right? I'll order that in each case that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Yes,
When you say you're post or cash bail, but I heard earlier something about credit for time served. What does that mean altogether? Does he still have to have the
that's-
cash bail to get out, period?
that's a question better directed to somebody else. So I'm not going to answer it right now, but basically what it means is if he's sitting on cash, he can get credit for time served if a sentence in this case is imposed.
Thank you.
I'll order pretrial services to monitor for drug use. And I'll order that you're only to be released at a time when you can report to pretrial services or to get connected with them with their services, okay? So if you're released, it's only to be during a time when pretrial services is open. And then in the 24 CM 2636 case, I'll order that you're banned from Nordstrom Rack. I'll enter not guilty pleas as to the misdemeanors, and they're all misdemeanor counts. So we are adjourned unless I missed something. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Knapp, right, swear. Next up is gonna be the TALLAPANENI. It would be a forfeiture. We're gonna be doing the 3 forfeitures back to back. Yes, sir.
what was the first one?
I'm sorry. Yep, just let them know. I'm gonna take short.
Okay.
We'll need this event, folks.
Where did he go?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is VENKATA.
All right, I've just called the case. This is Dane County versus VENKATA TALLAPANENI.
Good
Do we have
afternoon.
Mr. TALLAPANENI?
Good afternoon.
Did you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He said good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. We're here today because the state has decided to charge your case as an ordinance violation instead of as a criminal violation. I expect there will be an offer to resolve your case today. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you'll be unconditionally released from custody for this case. However, if you have other cases, they could affect your release. And just so we're clear, the state has charged you with a county obstructing or resisting an officer. And is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs.
All right. So I believe that comes out to a fine of $114.50. You have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea, and you'll be fined $114.50. Payment of that amount can be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you'd have 60 days to pay. Would you like to resolve today for that amount?
Yes, sir. If I am releasing today, I will definitely feel guilty because if I haven't done a mistake, my police officer won't be there and he won't be arrested me.
All right, I wasn't able to quite understand that. I heard, yes, you would like to resolve. But what plea would you like to enter?
I would say I did a mistake. If I was not done a mistake, I wouldn't be in front of you, my judge. And I realized my mistake and I'm guilty. And I don't want to be in this place. I want to go and work for myself, sir.
All right, so regardless of what plea you enter today, you're going to be released if this is the only thing holding you. So what plea would you like to enter today? Would you like to enter a not guilty plea, a no contest plea, or a guilty plea?
Sir, what is the best thing you tell me, sir? What I need to do for releasing from here to go to my work, sir?
All right, I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
No,
This
sir,
means
I am
there will be,
asking- my question is, what is the best way that I will be out and going to be present at my workplace from here, sir? I want to be go out from here. That's what the deal I want to take, sir.
yep, so you'll be released from custody today. Your trial will be to a judge unless the court receives within 10 days of today's hearing written notice of a request for a jury trial and a $36 non-refundable fee. The jury will be made up of 6 people. There's no right to an attorney in a case like this. And assuming nothing new comes in, I think the state will likely keep their offer open until the pretrial conference, okay?
Absolutely, sir. I follow your words.
Okay, and we are adjourned.
Talk to you in a bit.
Next up is Samuel Havey for a forfeiture, appearing by Zoom.
How do you spell that? Oh, Havey?
Yes.
What was it?
Havey, Havey.
Oh.
EY.
Yeah, it looked like Harvey.
This is Dane County versus Samuel Havey, 25 FO 2266. Can I have appearances, please?
The county appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And do we have Mr. Havey?
Yes,
And I wasn't able to hear that.
yes, you do.
All right. So the state has decided to charge your case as an ordinance violation instead of as a criminal violation. I expect there will be an offer to resolve your case today. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you'll be unconditionally released from custody for this case. However, if you have other cases, they could affect your release. Is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs.
All right. So you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and I can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea, and you'd be fined $114.50. Payment of that amount could be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you would have 60 days to pay. Would you like to resolve today for that amount?
I'm a little confused because you talk about one case.
And I'm having a hard time hearing. If you try again.
I'm a little confused because we talked about resolving one case, but then other cases may be here. I don't understand.
I'm saying if you have other cases, they could affect your release. If you don't,
But I don't,
okay, then you don't have to worry about that. All right,
okay?
so would you like to resolve today?
Not without speaking with an attorney or seeing the police reports. No, I'd like to plead not guilty.
All right, then I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. That means this case will be set for a trial before a judge unless the court receives within 10 days of today's hearing written notice of a request for a 6-person jury trial. That also requires a $36 non-refundable fee. There's no right to an attorney in a case like this, but assuming nothing new comes in, I'm guessing the state will keep their offer open until that pretrial conference, which will be the next hearing. And we are adjourned. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So you are getting out today.
Thank you.
Next up is Krik Nodich, appearing by Zoom for a forfeiture.
This is Dane County versus Krik Nodich, 25 FO 2274. Can I have appearances, please?
The county appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And do we have Mr. Nodich? I'm sorry?
Got
All right. So the state has decided to charge your case as an ordinance violation instead of as a criminal violation. Specifically, you've been charged with a county disorderly conduct with a domestic abuse assessment charge. I expect there will be an offer to resolve your case today. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you'll be unconditionally released from custody for this case. However, if you have other cases, they could affect your release. And is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs.
All right. Is that 263.50? So there's a county disorderly conduct and it's got a domestic abuse assessment. Does the total fine come out to 263.50? So 263.50? Well, that would be including it because there's the 114.50 plus the 100 gives us 214.50. And then I think with the extra charges and whatnot, because those are percentages. So I think it comes out to 263.50. But the domestic abuse is the $100 fine. So I think that's how you get to the 260. Okay. So, you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea, and you'll be fined $263.50. Payment of that amount can be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you have 60 days to pay. Would you like to resolve today for that amount? I'm sorry, you're saying yes?
Yes.
All right. What plea would you like to enter?
No contest?
All right, I'll accept your no contest plea, adjudicate you guilty, and I'll assess a fine in the amount of $263.50. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is RASHAAD Martin.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus RASHAAD Martin, 25 CF 2601. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
You guys are all charged together. The state gets to charge people as this. We don't get to make that determination, unfortunately. Do you understand, is this your correct address, sir? 1124 Levi? Or is this your address? Sir? Mr. Martin, or is this your address? Or is this your address? Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Martin appears in custody and he is produced with attorney Kathleen Chung. He is eligible for public representation. His correct address is not on the complaint. It is 2161 Effingham Way, EFFINGHAM Way, Sun Prairie, 53590. I reviewed this criminal complaint and waive its reading. As to count 3. I think. Oh, actually, he has several charges, so, yeah.
That's all.
Counts 1 through 4. So you're eligible for a public defender, and you have the right to have an attorney represent you on a case like this. That process will play out and hopefully they'll get somebody appointed for you sooner rather than later. I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state is asking for $5,000 cash bail. The defendant was out on bail in 2 pending cases that are also very serious cases. He just forfeited $2,500 in his pending case. We'd also ask for the condition that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia, and that he have no contact with the co-defendants in this case, Bruce Hunt or Raheem Carter.
Attorney Chung.
Mr. Martin is asking the court to consider a signature bond in this matter. He obviously has some open cases, but he's asking the court to consider a signature bond. These are allegations, of course. He is not guilty of anything that is alleged in this complaint. I did note that he does have an existing attorney, so there is some communication going on. He's telling me that he has posted in previous cases, or there is some existing bail, so he's has an awareness of his existing cases, he's on top of his cases. And of course, these are allegations only, it appears there's some. When I read this complaint, it sounds like this was an action that was set up, so there's, I mean, we don't know exactly what happened in this case, there's definitely different setups going on, so there was some type of action that was set up, we don't know how this set up, but there appeared to be multiple scenarios going on, so there was some confusion. He's asking the court to consider a signature bond. If the court does go to cash, I'll ask the court to consider a much lower cash than what the state has recommended.
Very good, thank you. And any response from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
I think it's worth considering the defendants, since it's not on the record, but it is, I don't know if it's recorded, but I do think, I'll ask the court to note Mr. Martin's physical condition as well. He does stand before the court with some type of obvious injury to his right leg and crutches.
I just don't, given what's alleged, Mr. Martin's criminal history, the posture in the case where the $2,500 was forfeited. I have to order some cash, and I don't see how I could order anything lower than $5,000 or how that amount would be appropriate. I do understand that from my reading of the complaint, that Mr. Martin may not have been the main target of the investigation that was ongoing. He may have been accidentally caught up in it, but the allegations are still pretty concerning to the state. Especially in light of the criminal history and the bail he was already under. So I'm going to order $5,000 cash with the condition, Mr. Martin, that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and that you have no contact with your co-defendants in the case, Bruce Hunt or Raheem Carter. I'll enter not guilty pleas to count 2. In regards to the time limits for the preliminary hearing on counts 1, 3, and 4.
Not waived.
Okay, we'll keep the time limits in place then, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Next up is Omari Butler. Butler.
Yeah. Which is what. Oh, so this is the better, it's not this one. This one? Okay. Thank you.
All good?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Amari Butler, 25 CF 2634. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Butler is present. He's produced with Attorney Kathleen Chung. His correct address should be 1 Rustic Ridge Court, that's 3 separate words, in Madison, 53704. He is eligible for public representation. He has a copy. Oh, yes, he does have a copy of the criminal complaint. I reviewed it. We waive reading.
Great. So you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. You are eligible for the public defender, so hopefully they'll get somebody assigned to you shortly, all right? But sometimes it's a process that can take a while. I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
No objection to a signature bond, but with the conditions that the defendant not to operate a motor vehicle. And also that when he's released, he be referred to pretrial services for alcohol monitoring.
We have no objection to a signature bond
All right, or the non-monetary conditions?
or the non-monetary conditions.
All right. So I'll enter not guilty pleas as to counts 2 and 3. I'll order a signature bond with the condition that you not operate a motor vehicle, and that you not use or possess any alcohol. I'll also order pretrial services for alcohol monitoring. You're only to be released at a time when you can be connected with pretrial services. So that likely means it won't be today. But tomorrow they should be able to connect with you. I believe they open at 8 in the morning, okay? The reason for that is I was thinking about ordering cash today, given that your priors are from 2023 and 2 in 2024. So things are kind of continuing to go on the way they were. I think that's something that we need to get a hold on sooner rather than later, okay? So I want to make really sure that while you're out, things are going like they need to go, because any violations of this could lead to a charge of bail jumping. And those bail jumping charges multiply very, very fast. All right. So it's going to be important that you follow the conditions of this order. I'll enter not guilty pleas as to counts 2 and 3. Will the time limits for the preliminary hearing and count 1 be kept? Or
No,
waived?
waive.
Okay. Then we'll waive the time limits for the prelim and count 1, and we are adjourned.
Next up is Donnell Travis.
Attorney Chung, do you want me to wait till you're done talking to clients before I call the case?
Whatever you've been doing, what's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of try to go with the flow and see, but I want to make sure you have enough time to speak with everybody too. So,
So what was it?
Travis?
Last name is Travis.
Yep, he was second to last person I found.
Thank you.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Donnell Travis, 25 CM 2786. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Travis appears in person with Attorney Kathleen Chung. His correct address should be, at this time, mail should be sent to 1819 Aberg Avenue, please. We don't know yet whether he is eligible or not to receive public representation. He has a copy of the criminal complaint and will waive its reading, please.
Very good. So you have the right to have an attorney represent you on a case like this, sir. the public defender's office isn't sure if you're eligible or not, but you've been provided information on how to contact them. I would do that as soon as you can because there's a waiting list. So the longer you wait, the more people that jump in front of you on the list and the longer it'll take you to get an attorney. So make sure you complete that evaluation process as soon as possible, okay?
Oh, he has a prior with an attorney, so hopefully he will qualify.
Okay, so when you pick up a new case, you have to apply for the new case, even if you already have somebody, so you'll still have to complete the application process, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations for bail?
The state is recommending $1,000 cash bail with the condition that the defendant not have any contact with Home Depot stores. This is the defendant's fourth open case. All of the other cases have cash bail in place, which have been in lower amounts. He has failures to appear on August 12th of 2025, June 13th of 2024, April 19th of 2024, March 17th of 2022, November 3rd of 2020, and a lot more. Prior to that, I think that given the compilation of all of these cases and charges, along with the prior failures to appear, that cash is appropriate here, and I'd ask the court to impose that.
So, these are not Act 3 cases. These are obviously alleged to be property crimes. If these are, of course, are allegations, and the total loss is alleged to be about $270. I understand where the state is coming from in terms of appearance, but we have a client here who is indigent or has been found very recently to be indigent. And the allegations are very, very low-level property crimes. They are still allegations. Mr. Travis must appear in court, of course. But we're asking the court to first consider a signature bond, let him work with the attorney, who, this attorney, of course, works very well with clients. So I'm asking the court to let the attorney Kavanaugh work with Mr. Travis and consider a signature bond or low cash. So Mr. Kavanaugh can work with him and try to work with that bail situation.
All right.
Thank you.
Any response to the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to order $250 cash. And I'll order that you have no contact with any Home Depot store. I will enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. And make sure you're showing up for court. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Lorenzo Bell, appearing by Zoom.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Lorenzo Bell, 25 CM 2783. Can I have appearances, please?
State appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Sir, can you tell us your name, please?
Lorenzo Bell.
Thank you. Mr. Bell appears via Zoom or video appearance. Attorney Kathleen Chung is in court. I have a copy of the criminal complaint. I don't know if he does. I'm going to ask the court to take a look at it. My indications are that Lorenzo Bell qualifies for public representation. The complaint that I have says unknown address, but my information shows an address or that mail can be sent to 1819 Aberg Avenue. But I'm going to ask the court to examine whether there is within the complaint sufficient support for any domestic abuse enhancements and a repeater. I don't see any convictions on 6/6 of 25, more specifically, just so I can direct the court. And I'm not sure I see support for a domestic relationship
All right.
alleged. Thank you.
So I'm looking at page 3 of the complaint under the facts section. The second full paragraph. There's a sentence there that starts with the caller. the caller, DSK, reported that her roommate had put hands on her and was pounding on the door. So it
On
looks
page
like
3?
I'm looking at page 3 of the complaint, yes.
I guess I don't have that paragraph.
So it's under the facts,
Uh-huh,
and then it's the third paragraph,
okay,
third full paragraph.
right,
It's that paragraph starts with from outside the door,
uh-huh.
and then, oh, I'm sorry, second paragraph, not the third. That paragraph starts with Officer Bellinger reports on October 31st, 2025. And that one has a sentence with the caller DSK reported that her roommate had put hands on her.
And we think Lorenzo Bell was the roommate?
I'm guessing so.
Okay,
Yep. So then in the third paragraph, there's DSK said she's on the lease at the apartment and has been allowing her friend, who she identified as Lorenzo Bell,
okay,
with the date of birth, to stay at the apartment for well over a month now. As
Yep.
far as the repeater,
I agree with that.
um, so it looks like that's in the fourth page. The paragraph that starts with your complainant has reviewed the computerized record.
I looked in CCAP for a conviction on 6/6 of 25, or I looked at 6/6, maybe there's one at 6/26. I didn't find one, I'll look again.
I know you initially said within the four corners of the complaint. Would you like me to?
I
do a
didn't, I
check?
mean that, no, I just meant that I didn't find a conviction on that date,
Okay,
but
I see the conviction on, charged on 9/12/2025.
well, then it couldn't have been a conviction on 6/26
Well-
of 2025.
But that's for the bail jumping.
It does look like, he was convicted, on June 26, 2025 of driving, operating a vehicle without the owner's consent, which was a felony. And that was, the paralegal didn't put the, case number on there for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But looking at the CCAP record, that is accurate. That was in case number 24 CF 2458. Shows a conviction on June 26th, 2025 for that charge.
Okay, so that's just different than the other paragraph.
Yes,
Okay,
yep. I was reading the paragraph for the bail jumping. All right, does that address your concerns?
it does.
Very good. So, sir, you're eligible for a public defender. You have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. We'll get your address updated to the job center. I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state has no objection to a signature bond, but with the condition that the defendant not have any contact with DSK and that he be banned from the 500 block of Northport Drive in Madison.
We have no objection to a signature bond. Or no contact order.
Or the other non-monetary conditions, I assume.
I didn't hear the other one.
Or
Or Northport Drive.
The 500 block of Northport.
No,
Okay. Then I'll order a signature bond with the condition that you have no contact with D as in dog, S as in Sam, K as in kite, that you're banned from the 500 block of Northport Drive in Madison. I would note that this is a pretty scary case, but there's also a DOC hold. So, sir, I wish you luck in getting all this taken care of. I'll enter
I appreciate you, Judge, and I appreciate you, ADN and my attorney. Thank you.
I'll enter not guilty pleas on your behalf, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Have a good day. Up is Mason Thomas.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Mason Thomas, 25 CF 2640. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Thomas appears in custody. He's in person with Attorney Kathleen Chung. His correct address is on the complaint. He is eligible for public representation. He has a copy of the complaint and I've reviewed it and waive its reading.
All right. So you're eligible for a public defender. You have the right to have an attorney represent you on a case like this. So hopefully they get somebody appointed for you sooner rather than later, but it's a process that can take some time, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state is asking for $2,000 cash bail, a condition that the defendant not have any contact with Benjamin D., that he be banned from the State Street and Langdon Street map area, and that he not use or possess any kind of alcohol or any controlled substances, drugs paraphernalia without a valid prescription. This is a pretty significant Act 3 offense. The defendant essentially admitted to knocking out the victim here and admitting to possessing the drugs. I think that cash bail is appropriate here considering the circumstances. I'd ask the court to impose that.
All right. On behalf of Mr. Thomas.
I am surprised by the bail recommendation. What I'm reading here appears to be the allegation is a fight between two men and an allegation that there was less than 1 gram of drugs that was possessed, which of course drugs are illegal and fighting is illegal. The allegation is that there was a battery between 2 adult men, and there is an allegation by the alleged victim that they lost consciousness. That's an Act 3 eligible case. Obviously, between 2 men, there's many defenses available. So there's clearly an allegation here that both men went to the hospital. So I don't understand why one is so clearly, I don't understand the cash bail recommendation. Mr. Thomas lives and has lived at Sigelcal Road for some time. He has no need to go down to State Street. He can avoid that entire area during the pendency of this case. He does qualify for representation. He will get a lawyer. He can avoid the State Street area, and he has a residence that will permit him to do that. He can be monitored for alcohol use, and he has no objection to that. But he should be released, or at least have the ability to be released. So we're going to ask for the court to first consider a signature bond, and if cash is necessary to make it, he shouldn't be denied bail. He should be able to post bail. So we'll ask for $500 or less in this case, and ask the court to impose whatever conditions it seems necessary.
All right. Any response from the state?
No.
All right. So I'll order $500 cash with the conditions that you have no contact with Benjamin D., that you're banned from the State Street Langdon area, as outlined on the map, that you're not to use or possess any alcohol, and that you're not to use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. I'll enter not guilty pleas as the counts 3 and 4. Will the time limits for the preliminary hearing on counts 1 and 2 be kept or waived?
Waived, please.
Okay, we'll waive the time limits for the prelim. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
You have this. Get in contact with them.
Next up is KANIYA Turner.
Yes.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus KANIYA Turner, 25 CM 2785. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Ms. Turner is present in custody with attorney Kathleen Chung. Her correct address is on the complaint. She qualifies for public representation. She has a copy of the complaint and will waive its reading.
Very good. So you have the right to have an attorney represent you on a case like this. You're eligible for the public defender. So the next step is having an attorney accept appointment to your case. It's a process that can take a little bit of time. Sometimes it's a few weeks, sometimes it's a few months. So just hang in there and they'll get somebody appointed for you as soon as possible, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
No objection to a signature bond, but with the condition that the defendant not have any contact with Sarah H. or Nicholas W. Common spellings. And that she not have any contact with the co-defendant, Diamond Caffie. And that she not go armed.
I'm sorry, who was a co-defendant again?
Diamond
Okay.
Caffie,
What was the last thing you said?
CAFFIE.
And that was Sarah with an H. And
Yeah.
her last name ends in H.
Sarah with an H, and her last name is also, last initial is H as well.
And Nicholas, NICHOLLAS.
Yep,
Okay.
W.
Yep, W is the last initial.
Who are those two individuals? I understand the co-defendant. Who are the two other people?
If I
Or
had
what's
to-
the reason for that?
If I had to guess, they're the neighbors who were interviewed.
But what is the objection to that? I'm looking for the basis so we can explain to her. Hold on, I won't understand. Are they the downstairs neighbors? Is that what it is?
It's the neighbors whose ceiling was
Okay,
shot through.
okay, is that who they are? Then we don't have an objection to that. Versus, for example, the people who were in the car. If they're the downstairs neighbors, we're fine with that.
Okay.
Is that who they are?
I think he's looking.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. It was the neighbors.
Okay. Yeah, no objection.
Then I'll order a signature bond with the condition that you have no contact with Sarah H. or Nicholas W., that you have no contact with Diamond Caffie, and that you not use or possess any dangerous weapons as that term is defined by statute. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Keisha Trot.
Just so make sure she goes up.
Measure twice, cut once.
Sorry,
Measure twice, cut once.
just in case, I don't wanna get her in trouble.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me? Where are you gonna be staying? No. I don't know what that is. When was that? Yesterday. Yeah. Thank you.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Tisha Trout, 25 CF 2598. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Ms. Trot appears in custody in person with attorney Kathleen Chung. Her correct address is on the complaint. She is eligible for public representation. She has a copy of the complaint and will waive its reading.
All right. I'm sorry, your last name is Trot?
Trout.
Trout?
Trout.
Okay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it.
Might have too, sorry about that.
So you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. You are eligible for the public defender. So the way that'll work is, they're just waiting for an attorney to accept appointment to your case. That's a process that can take a few weeks. It can take a few months. But they're working on it, all right? So just hang in there.
Yeah.
I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state's asking for $2,500 cash bail, as well as the condition that she not have any contact with Anna W., as well as be banned from her residence or any place that she occupies. The defendant is alleged to have committed an incredibly serious and vicious attack that lasted approximately 2 hours simply because the victim moved away from an embrace. This attack included the defendant biting the victim twice in the face, resulting in 2 obvious bite marks. The defendant also strangled the victim twice, first with a chokehold and second with her hands around her neck, which resulted in bruises on the front and sides of the victim's neck. The defendant also had a knife in her possession during periods of this attack. The victim sustained serious and obvious injuries. In addition to what was mentioned, she had other scratches and bruises that law enforcement were able to readily see. The attack only ended once the victim was able to escape the residence and run to a business where she used the phone to get help and hid there until law enforcement arrived. This is an Act 3 offense. I believe in the totality of the circumstances here that cash is appropriate. She's had previous conviction for violent crime, which was a battery that she was convicted on June 18th of 2024, as well as prior failures to appear on April 4th of 2024 and July 25th of 2022. I think there's a demonstrated need to protect members of the community, especially the victim, from serious harm going forward. So I'd ask the court to impose those conditions. Thank you.
Very good. Attorney Chung?
The conditions were,
I have, I'll say them and then you can let me know if I didn't hear them right. $2,500 cash, that Ms. Trout have no contact with Anna W. Is that ANNA? W as in walrus?
Yep.
And, or any place that Anna W. occupies
Or resides.
or resides.
okay, thank you. So Ms. Trout is asking the court to consider lower cash. She understands that the court's gonna consider cash in this matter. She thinks she might be able to post in the neighborhood of $1,000. So we'll ask the court to impose cash that is not prohibitive. So she might be able, she thinks she can pull together $1,000. We'll ask for $1,000. She has no objection to no contact with the victim. The victim and she do not live together anymore. The 1714 Thayer Road, number 101, is the residence where Ms. Trout is on the lease. So that's her residence. AW does not reside there anymore. So she has no objection to not having contact where the AW is. This is Ms. Trott's residence, so that shouldn't be a problem. She does not know where the victim will be and will stay away from that individual.
All right.
Mhm.
Any response from the state?
No.
All right.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to order $1,750 in cash. With the conditions that Ms. Trout have no contact with Anna W. or any place that Anna W. temporarily occupies or resides. The past history, and just the serious nature of this attack, lead me to believe that, what's likely to be for most people a significant amount of cash is appropriate. I'll enter not guilty pleas as the counts 2 and 3.
So it appears that, I mean, we have information that the victim might still live at that Thayer Road address. But we don't have confirmation of that.
All right, so
Um,
that sounds like a property eviction issue that's not before the court today.
Here,
I think my order certainly contemplates.
I think Miss Murphy can probably better
Okay.
explain. She's had contact
All right,
them.
I cannot listen.
so I believe, can you state and spell your first name, Ms. Murphy?
Jessica, Jessica Murphy, common spelling with Victim Services. The phone number that we had for the victim was not actually accurate, but I have had several messages into Porchlight, knowing that it is supported in transitional housing, and they both had an address there. I have been unable to confirm whether or not the victim is still at that address, so I guess I would just reiterate, if the victim is still at that address, the accused cannot return there.
All right, and I think,
Well, okay. Do you understand? Yeah. Everything. But listen, leave everything I thought it would. So, I know I can't. My father retrieves all the clothes and stuff. No, I wouldn't know. I know, I always want to. I know. Do you understand this? Are you fine with this? Understood, and she's fine with that.
okay, so
Was there another question though? I might have missed something.
I think there was a question about, I think Attorney Wagner had some information on his end that had changed. Ms. Murphy clarified, the confusion, so I think we're all on the same page now.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
so I'll just reiterate, $1,750 in cash, no contact with Anna W. Or any place Anna W. occupies or resides. Will the time limits for the preliminary hearing be kept or waived?
Not wait.
Okay, we'll keep the time limits in place then?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Not wait.
Then we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Victoria Stokes appearing by Zoom.
Yeah, that's Trish. That's Trish.
Yeah.
That's her.
Hey, Ron.
They can hear me too?
Yeah. We got that microphone right there.
You know, this, can be propped all the way open.
Yeah, I unlocked it. It's good.
I can't hear.
Oh, yeah.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Victoria Stokes, 25 CF 2618. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And do we have Ms. Stokes?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you. Ms. Stokes appears by Zoom and Attorney Kathleen Chung is present in court. Your Honor, Ms. Stokes qualifies for public representation, and the address that we have listed is 1819 Aberg Avenue. I have a copy of the criminal complaint and will waive its reading. Ms. Stokes, do you have a copy of the criminal complaint?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So you're eligible for a public defender. If you don't already have a public defender appointed on another case in this county, they should get somebody appointed to you within the next few weeks, but it's a process that can take a few months, all right? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
No objection to a signature bond, but with the condition that the defendant be banned from the Motel 6 at 4202 East Town Road or Drive, that she not possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and that she not have any contact with Officer Candace Ennis unless the officer initiates the contact for law enforcement purposes.
Sorry, what was that address again?
4202 East Town.
You gonna ban me from the Motel 6? How you gonna ban me from a hotel? That's not.
And hold on, ma'am, if you're talking, then I can't have a conversation with people.
Okay, Judge, Your Honor.
So 4202 East Town Boulevard, and then the no contact was with whom?
Candace Ennis, which is the officer that was involved here.
How do you spell the last name?
ENIS.
Okay. All right, Attorney Chung?
Ms. Stokes, do you have any objection to staying away from the Motel 6, staying away from drugs or that officer? Any problem with that?
The Motel 6 because it's the cheapest motel and I'm homeless and like I was gonna call the city and have my trespassing thing. The chef already told me that runs the hotel that I can have my trespassing thing uplifted. I don't see no reason for me to be banned from the Motel 6. That's the only problem I have. But if the judge ordered that, then I have no other choice.
So if the judge says you can be released if you stay away from the Motel 6, can you stay away from the Motel 6?
Yes, I can.
Will you stay away from the Motel 6?
Yeah, I will, but I don't see why that have to be something that, you know, it's the cheapest hotel in Madison. It's getting cold outside and I don't have nowhere to go. I mean, like that's the place that I normally live.
Okay. So we're gonna
But
ask
yes, if the judge orders it, yes, I will.
Thank you. So we'll ask the court not to impose that condition. It sounds like the allegation here occurred in the Sallyport. There is not an allegation or a crime alleged at that location. It's true that there was a call there, but there is no crime that was alleged there. You heard what I heard, that that's the cheapest place in town. It is getting cold outside. So I'm gonna ask, there's no victim alleged there. There's no illegal conduct alleged there. I'm gonna ask the court to impose this or place the signature bond, impose the no contact order with Officer Ennis, and impose the no drugs or pipes condition.
Right.
Thank you.
Any response from the state?
The officers were called there because she was trespassing. She's banned from that property. According to the hotel, they wanted her removed. And that's why the officers showed up. I don't know what the basis for that ban was in the past, but the hotel was obviously trying to make sure that she was not on the property, so.
Maybe because I was intoxicated?
Ms. Stokes, why don't you just let us do the hearing here?
In any event,
Okay.
I think that it's an appropriate bail condition.
All right, I'm going to order a signature bond with the condition, Ms. Stokes, that you're banned from the Motel 6 at 4202 East Town Boulevard. Part of the reason this complaint came about is because allegedly the officers had asked you to leave there and there was non-compliance. If this is a bail condition, so if you get that no trespass taken care of or removed, and then you want to come back to court and ask for a change to this condition, you can certainly do that. I'll also order that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and that you have no contact with Officer Candace Enos except in their official capacity as a law enforcement officer. I will will the time limits for the preliminary hearing be kept or waived?
Wait, please.
Okay, we'll waive the time limits for the prelim then, and we are adjourned. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next up is Diane Caffey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. This is the state of Wisconsin versus Diamond Caffey, 25 CM 2784. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Ms. Caffey is in custody. She's present with Attorney Kathleen Chung. Her correct address is on the complaint. She is not eligible for public representation, and she has a copy of the criminal complaint, and we will waive its reading.
So you're not eligible for a public defender, but you do have the right to have an attorney represent you at a hearing like this. If you believe your circumstances have changed and you've become eligible for the public defender, you can reach out to them and have them reevaluate you, and you've got that information there. Otherwise, you can take the finding that you're not eligible to the clerk of courts and ask them to have the county pay for some of the costs of your representation. And you might be able to get representation that way. Or you can reach out to a private attorney and ask for them to represent you. But usually that comes with a cost, okay?
Mhm.
I find probable cause in the complaint. I'll begin by noting that there were 2 PSAs filed. I'm looking at the one titled Document 5 in the court file. I believe that's the newer one. I haven't been able to look through both of them to see if there's a difference between the two. But this one has a 2 out of 6 on the new criminal activity, a 1 out of 6 on the failure to appear, considers the current offense violent, but it notes there were no pending charges, misdemeanors or felonies at the time of the offense, no prior convictions, consequently no prior failures to appear, recommends a signature bond. What are the state's recommendations?
No objection to a signature bond, but with those conditions that the defendant not have any contact with Sarah H. or Nicholas W. That she not have any contact with the co-defendant, KANIYA Turner. And that she not possess any dangerous weapons.
No objection.
Very good. Then I'll order a signature bond with the conditions that you have no contact with Sarah H. or Nicholas W., that you have no contact with KANIYA Turner, and that you not use or possess any dangerous weapons as that term is defined by statute. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Raheem Carter.
1,500.
What about on Hunt?
Thing at the back.
Hi, Mr. Cutler. My name is Kathy. I live down here. They're gonna ask for 1,500 cash. Can you post it?
Yep. I'll call the case when you're ready.
Yes, okay, so this is the correct one, it's right here. This is the correct one, it's right here. Okay. Thank you.
This is the state of Wisconsin versus Raheem Carter, 25 CF 2600. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Carter is present. He's with Attorney Kathleen Chung. He has a copy of the criminal complaint and we will waive its reading. He is eligible for a public representation. His correct address is listed on the complaint.
Right. So you have the right to have an attorney represent you in a case like this. You're eligible for the public defender. This process, having an attorney accept appointment to your case could take a few weeks, but it could also take a few months. If you already have a public defender appointed on a separate case, that person should automatically get appointed to this case, all right? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state's asking for $1,500 cash bail, as well as the condition that the defendant not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia, and that he have no contact with his co-defendants, Bruce Hunt or RASHAAD Martin. Again, given the circumstances in this case, I think that cash is appropriate, especially given the defendant's criminal history. He's charged as a repeater here for a prior conviction of armed robbery, Class C felony, which he was convicted on July 28th of 2025. I think that given that history, as well as several other convictions, I think that cash is appropriate. And I'd ask the court to impose that.
And I think the sentence in that case was actually probation was revoked on it. And Mr. Carter was returned to the Dane County Jail to serve the rest of that sentence.
Okay, it does look like he's on a DOC hold.
Attorney Chung?
Thank you. Mr. Carter is asking the court to consider low cash in this matter. The allegation, again, this is, the court already knows, this is the situation that happened at that show where there were a few different, I don't know exactly what happened, but there were different scenarios going on with these three different sets of defendants. Mr. Carter is alleged to have possessed with intention to sell less than 3 ounces of marijuana and no other drugs. It's true he has a record that he is dealing with, and that sentence the court and the state are looking at. And he has an agent and the Department of Corrections is dealing with that, whether he's being revoked or whatever proceeding is going on in that. But this is a Class I felony that's alleged. There's no violence that is alleged. It's a low-level felony, and he's alleged to be selling marijuana, which is legal in every state that touches Wisconsin. So I'm asking the court to consider low cash in this. I don't think $1,500 is appropriate. Maybe he'll get credit on his DOC hold if that's appropriate. We're asking the court, he thinks he might be able to post in a few $100s. So I'm going to ask the court to consider $500 or less.
Any response from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Well, in this case, I think Mr. Carter does deserve some credit. He was caught on camera. Officers approached him. He was forthcoming with information. Um. So, and that was all despite, having the imposed and stayed sentence, and I think that fact cuts both ways. That there was an imposed and stayed sentence on a class, C felony, certainly concerning to the court, but despite that he was honest, I think deserves, some credit. It's also a fact to consider that this behavior is not as serious as the underlying offense. Leads me to believe some cash is appropriate, but maybe not the $1,500. So I'll order $1,000 cash, strike that, $750 cash. The conditions that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and that you have no contact with Bruce Hunt or RASHAAD Martin. This is a felony. Will the time limits for the preliminary hearing be kept or waived?
Not, we will waive it.
Okay, we'll waive the time limits then for the preliminary hearing, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up is Russell Johnson.
I'm happy from here to represent you, just for Dale. Sorry. Do you have that coming? Oh, okay. Do you have feeling?
No.
Oh. Here we represent you. I just spoke with you. Okay, is this your, that's your thing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do what you can put with this. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, are you good to go? This is the state of Wisconsin versus Russell Johnson, 25 CF 2638. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Johnson is present. He does not seek public representation in this matter. His correct address is on the complaint. He has a copy and waives reading.
Are you fine having Attorney Chung represent you for the purposes of today's hearing?
I'm trying to get representation from the public attorney's office, and I haven't been able to find him yet. I'm on probation.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you do want public representation?
Oh, yes,
They said that we did not. They said we declined it.
I did say that.
Okay.
They may have misheard me down when I was down on the phone now.
Yeah, it's possible it's a Scrivener's error. So what we'll do is we'll give you information on how to contact the state public defender. You should engage in that process as soon as possible because there is a waiting list. The longer you wait, the more people who can kind of jump ahead of you on the list. And getting an attorney appointed is a process that can take a few weeks to a few months. And there are felonies charged, which means you have the right to have a preliminary hearing within a certain amount of time. And any delays in getting an attorney could delay having that hearing, okay? And you have the right to have an attorney represent you on a case like this. I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state's asking for $1,000 cash bail with the condition that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle, he not possess or consume any alcohol. The defendant, this being a 6 OWI offense, it's a mandatory prison sentence. I think that cash is appropriate considering that factor.
Attorney Chung.
Thank you. He has a DOC hold, so I'm gonna ask the court to impose some low cash so we can get credit here. I don't think $1,000 is necessary. He was cooperative. Based on the allegations, he was cooperative. And there doesn't appear to be any kind of attempt to flee or hide his identity at all. The level that is alleged is above the restriction and above what's legal anyway, but it's not very high. And he's got an agent here. It sounds like there was some kind of miscommunication, so he is gonna need a lawyer. We'll ask the time limits be waived. And we'll ask for low cash in the neighborhood, less than $500, I think is sufficient.
Okay. Any response from the state?
No.
I do believe $1,000 is appropriate here. I'm looking at the complaint. Looks like Mr. Johnson's first offense was in 2004, and then 2010, and then another in 2011. And then there's a good streak without one. But his next one then is in 2020 and then 2023. So the pattern that we're seeing in the court file is that the rate in which the OWIs are getting picked up continues and it's escalating. So I'll order $1,000 cash that Mr. Johnson, that you not operate a motor vehicle, that you not use or possess any alcohol. We'll waive the time limits for the preliminary hearing. I'll enter not guilty pleas as the count 3, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Next up is Jamar Stewart for a bail bond hearing. Stewart.
Already, Attorney Chung?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Are you ready? Very good. This is the state of Wisconsin versus Jamar Stewart, 25 CM 1769. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Stewart is here with Attorney Kathleen Chung. Good afternoon.
We're here for a bail bond hearing. It looks like there was an initial appearance held at the beginning of August. There's a signature bond that was signed, and then at the September 2025 hearing, Mr. Stewart failed to appear. A bench warrant was authorized, and he was picked up. We'll start with Attorney Chung. Any information on how Mr. Stewart was returned to custody?
I know that he did not pick up a new case. I know that there are no new charges filed. I know that he was released very recently and does not have a residence, and also that we did not appoint him an attorney. So he was released here without counsel. He is indigent, and he lists, of course, as the court can see, the Beacon as his address. And if you want me to go into my whole bail argument, I can. But as far as his return, I can find out. He says he was just found and then alleged to be at a place that he wasn't supposed to be, but there are no new charges.
Okay, and what's the state's recommendation for bail?
The court put $250 cash on this bench warrant. I think that's an appropriate amount. The defendant has been absent from court for the past almost 3 months. He was given notice of the court appearance on his signature bond that he signed on August 5th of 2025. So he would have known that he had to be at court, that some cash is appropriate.
All right, and then Attorney Chung?
I understand that he should appear in court, and he knows that he should appear in court. I think if the court puts cash on him, he's gonna stay in custody until we appoint a lawyer. And that's based on the conduct that's alleged. I don't think that's appropriate here. Although I understand where the court is coming, or where the state is coming from, this is not the case for it. I'll ask the court to consider a signature bond again.
All right. So, Mr. Stewart, you're aware that you're going to have to show up for court again, all right?
Okay.
I'll take a chance with you on the signature bond, but you're gonna have to show up for court, and it's your responsibility to show up for court. So when you sign the signature bond form, or if you sign the signature bond form, there's a number of conditions. I'll highlight 2. The first one is that you'll show up for court when court is scheduled, and that's your responsibility, okay? And the second condition I'll highlight is that you'll follow the law, all right? So if you're signing the signature bond, that's what you're agreeing to.
Judge, do
I'll-
we know the date yet? That
For
we
the
can
next
tell
hearing?
him orally, or just
It
it's gonna
should-
be on the?
It should be on the bond form.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so the branch will actually set it, so there won't be,
They're gonna mail it to him?
well, it could be mailed, or if, Mr. Stewart, if you have a cell phone that can receive text messaging, you can sign up to get the notice by text.
Do you have a cell phone? Why don't you give the court the number?
No,
Oh.
so we have a phone number ending in 0133, but the way to sign up is there'll be a green sheet like that. And then you'll put your information in there and the court will text you notices for hearing, okay?
Okay.
All right, so in addition to the signature bond, I'll also order the conditions that were previously imposed. Namely, that you shall not be in the 2000 block of Zaire Road. And that you shall not consume or possess alcohol, all right?
What's the Zion Road address? What is that?
2000
I
block,
mean, what's the, the block is 2000, what's?
2000 block of Zaire Road.
Is that like Safe Haven or something?
I think it's in the complaint. That's the men's shelter, it looks like, where the alleged incident was alleged to have occurred. Right.
Right.
Thank you, we are adjourned.
Next up is ALAJIAH Burton.
For Elijah one or the old one? The other, okay. Okay. We'll need just one moment. This will be. Hmm?
He's gonna sound like that.
Okay. If you need an extra moment, Attorney Chung's to speak with the client.
Thank you.
Very good. This is the state of Wisconsin versus ALAJIAH Burton 25 CM 2782. Can I have appearances, please?
The state appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
Mr. Burton appears in custody with attorney Kathleen Chung. He indicates he does not seek public representation, so I have been advised that his correct address is on the complaint.
All right.
He has a copy and I'll wait for you.
Mr. Burton, would you like Attorney Chung to represent you for today's hearing? That way you'd be able to rely on her experience and knowledge to make your argument for you today. She wouldn't be appointed for the duration of her cases, just today. It's fine if she stays here and represents you.
Oh, she don't have to represent me.
I think she wants to, but she doesn't have to.
Well, yeah,
It's your decision.
I wouldn't pay for it.
I don't think you would be.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
Is
okay.
that all right, Attorney Chung?
I'm happy to.
Okay. And I'm sorry, you said Mr. Burton was not determined to be eligible?
He did not seek, he
Okay.
declined being evaluated, but his correct address is on the complaint.
Yep.
He does have a copy and we'll waive its reading.
All right, I believe you've been provided information with how to contact the state public defender. The evaluation is free. And in fact, if you think throughout the, if you're found to not be eligible, you can call them and ask them to re-evaluate you if you have information about your circumstances changing, like losing a job or something like that, okay? That would be a free evaluation, and if the public defender is appointed, or if you're not eligible, you can reach out to the clerk of courts to see if they'll cover some of the costs of your representation, okay? I find probable cause in the complaint. What are the state's recommendations?
The state has no objection to a signature bond, but with the condition that the defendant not have any contact with Laura W. That's LAURA. And that he be banned from the 2000 block of Greenway Cross in Fitchburg, as well as that he not use or possess any alcohol.
One moment. Thank you. Your Honor, we have no objection, of course, to a signature bond or no contact with LW. Mr. Burton is advising that that individual does not reside at the 2000 block of Greenway Cross. That's his residence. He's asking the court not to ban him from that residence. Do you know where LW lives? He's telling me that she does not reside there, but does reside at a shelter. And so he's asking not to be banned from that residence, that it's his residence. I don't know if the state has that individual who is still at least listed on the Zoom, who, I don't know if that information is available for us or not. But we could do a similar thing as the last case and ban Mr. Burton from, without identifying a location, but rather the residence where LW is.
Any response from the state?
I am, give me 1 second.
What I'm saying, if she turns up, you must leave.
Yes.
So there's other people involved here, MN, SIN, TMS, which have contacted our office actually this morning and requested no contact with them and that he be banned from the 2000 block of Greenway Cross in Fitchburg. I understand that the victim LW might be located at a different address, but obviously she was here on Greenway Cross at this time, as well as those other people. So I think that the address ban is appropriate.
All right. And are you asking for no contacts with those other people?
Can I have a moment to
Absolutely.
review all the reports and everything? The notes weren't very in-depth. And I need my reading glasses. Okay. So those other people are also requesting no contacts, and they were essentially the victims of the disorderly conduct in the criminal trespass. So let's see here. I can give you all their initials again.
I see MN, SIN, and TMS.
That's correct.
Okay. And those are the initials in the criminal trespass count. So you're also asking for a no contact with them as well?
Correct. It appears that the reviewing ADA, they had contacted the office after the ADA had already reviewed it and wanted to add those bail conditions.
Very good. Right, and on behalf of Mr. Burton?
I want to make sure I heard properly. Is it a no contact with SIN, MN, and TMS? Is that the requested condition?
Yep.
Okay. They also live in 2008.
Yeah, well,
Okay, we don't have an objection to no contact with SIN, MN, or TMS, or Laura W, or any residents occupied by Laura W. Is that what the condition requested is?
Yep, any place
Thank
they
you.
temporarily reside
Okay,
or occupy.
thank you. It'll be on a piece of paper. You have to read it and obey it. Thank you.
All right,
No, you can.
and the state's maintaining it wants the 2000 block of Greenway Crossband in Fitchburg.
You
Is that
are
correct?
doing that.
Yes.
Okay, and I think in addition, they want the no contact with those people who are also residents of the 2000 block. I believe it was the address on the 2000 block of Greenway Cross in Fitchburg.
Okay, then we will argue against, we have no objection to the no contact with LW or any of the individuals.
Yep.
No objection to a residence or building temporary occupied by Laura W. But because he resides at 2008 and all of his belongings are there and LW does not, he would like to be able to continue to reside at that residence instead of leaving it empty and having to find another place without all his stuff. Obviously, if he is banned from there, he has to get a police escort to stand by. But since LW does not reside there, and knowing that there is a no contact to protect the other residents, he's asking the court to let him return to 2008 Greenway Cross, number 6.
All right.
Right? 6? Right.
So it's always tough being in my position when something like this occurs because the allegations are that there's this big fight between these neighbors who are all in this apartment building. There's pepper spray deployed. I understand Mr. Burton's not alleged to have deployed it, but it's alleged to have been deployed because of the neighbors' attempts to control Mr. Burton's behavior. There's some pretty serious behavior alleged. It's just tough to try to piece this out because I really have to almost use a sledgehammer to paint a picture. There's just really no good way to do it.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. The court knows I don't do this very often. I just want to point out that he has no criminal record at all. So
Yeah.
just, that's all. Thank you.
Yep, and I appreciate you hopping in. I know if there's no bail jumping alleged or anything like that. And I think it does make a difference. Somebody's criminal history in terms of, whether they're going to show up for court or not, what their exposure is, and kind of what pattern of behavior we can expect from somebody. Like I said, there's really no good way to figure this out. Why don't you talk with your attorney, do some more thinking, and then I'll come back to you, okay? And if anybody needs a little bit more time, we're having a technical issue with a printer here. So we're gonna need just a few moments to get that addressed. I think I failed to mention this, but there's a PSA filed with a 1 out of 6 on the new criminal activity and failure to appear scale. Considers the current offense violent, but it notes there were no pending charges at the time of the offense, no prior convictions. Consequently, no prior violent convictions or failures to appear. It recommends a signature bond and pretrial supervision. All right. So
Your Honor,
yep.
against, Mr. Burton would like to address the court.
Okay. So everything's recorded. What you're saying could be used against you at a later date. I think I think my mindset's pretty clear. I'm willing to hear from you, but that's just what I'm saying.
I just want to be able to go to my residence and lay my head and go to work. And I come to court, no problems at all, answer phone calls, not running, anything that y'all need. I just need to go home. I just need to go home, Judge, and go to work. I already missed 2 days. I take care of my son Elijah with the money that I do have, and I work and go home. I work and go home. I work and go home. I don't run the streets. I don't do none of that. I'm a 30-year-old man. I did things when I was younger, you know, that happens to everybody, but I just want to be able to go home. And I would run away if I would see anybody, won't contact her at all, would not even look any way towards the, you know, the door, if anything. I just want to go home. My mouth is shut. I just need to go home. I have nowhere to, I just came from being homeless. I was just homeless, literally. Just homeless. It took me a long time just to get that one bed home. So.
Good. You're all good? Okay.
Peace.
I'm going to order a signature bond with the conditions that Mr. Burton have no contact with Laura W., SIN, MN, or TMS. I'm going to order that he's banned from any place they reside or temporarily occupy. I'm also going to order a ban from the 2000 block of Greenway Cross in Fitchburg, and with the condition that you also not use or possess any alcohol. I understand this is going to be a great burden on you. But at the same time, we have other people who also have a right to their houses and to be where they're at, who, as far as I can tell, haven't been charged with the crime. They have a right to feel safe in their home, just as you should have a right to feel safe where you're at. So you can, I assume your attorney spoke with you about this, but just so we're clear, if you need to get something from your house, you can do what's called preserving the peace. So you'd reach out to the Fitchburg Police Department or whatever police department runs that jurisdiction. Tell them you need a preserving the peace order. You have stuff at your house, but you have a no contact with that address. They'll be able to help you get things from that address, so you're not violating the no contact, okay? Or the address ban. I will enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. I believe that's all I can do for the parties today, so we are adjourned. Thank you.
Maybe not. No, maybe not. That's why you want wire.
All right, Mr. Burke, right, so this.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe the remaining cases are forfeitures.
So. Just wanted to clarify, before we finish up here, I have 3 people, and it looks like they're all forfeitures. Yep. I'll make sure before this John leaves that that's the case.
That's what I see on my calendar. I see 4 cases, 3 defendants, all forfeitures, so
Okay.
no detention for you.
Thank you very much. Everyone.
Okay,
Sorry.
adios. What?
Sorry, you okay?
No.
Yeah, I don't think.
See ya, you too.
Yes.
I can stand around anywhere else, but standing in here
I know.
is always the most
Yeah.
painful thing.
I know, I do that too. Our first was a shit.
Will this be a dual resolution or resolve one dismissed one?
Corey Luke,
Yep.
ooh,
This is Dane County versus Corey Luke, 25 FO 2271 and 25 FO 2272. Can I have appearances, please?
the county appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And are you Mr. Luke?
Yes.
All right, you should have 2 complaints. One should allege county possession of drug paraphernalia with an offense date of November 4th, 2025. Second should allege as well county possession of drug paraphernalia with an offense date of August 22nd, 2025. So the state has decided to charge your cases as ordinance violations instead of as a criminal violation. Expect there will be an offer to resolve your cases today. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you will be unconditionally released from custody for these cases. However, if you have other cases, they could affect your release. And is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs in each case.
Okay. So I believe that would be 114.50. Let me just double check. Yep, so that would be 114.50 in each case. That would be a grand total of 229 if I did the math correctly. So you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea, and you'd be fined $114.50 in each case. Payment of that amount can be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you would have 60 days to pay, 60. Would you like to resolve today for those amounts?
I would like to resolve that, no contest.
Okay, then I'll accept your no contest plea, adjudicate you guilty. I'll enter a fine in each case of $114.50 for a grand total of $229. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Right, it's fine. Next up is Richard Lesson.
This is Dane County versus Richard Leslie, 25FO2273. Can I have appearances, please?
The county appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And are you Mr. Leslie? Good afternoon. So we're here today because the state has decided to charge your cases as an ordinance violation instead of as a criminal violation. Specifically, they've charged you with 2 counts: county obstructing or resisting an officer and county possession of drug paraphernalia. I expect there will be an offer to resolve your case today. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you'll be unconditionally released from custody for this case. It looks like you have other cases though. There's a DOC hold, so that will likely affect your release. Is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs.
All right, and is there an offer on the 2 counts?
Be court costs on each.
On each count, or you're expecting a plea for each count?
It
There's
says,
one case with 2 counts.
court costs only on both counts.
I don't know what that means.
Uh,
Are you saying?
just,
you're gonna plead
you can do
counts?
one count of court costs. That's fine.
Okay. So you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea to either of the counts, and you'd be fined $114.50. Payment of that amount could be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you'd have 60 days to pay. Would you like to resolve today for $114.50? And would you like to, which count would you like to enter a plea to? I'm guessing count 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And what plea would you like to enter? Guilty or no contest?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which one?
No contest.
All right. I'll accept your no contest plea, adjudicate you guilty of count 1. Count 2 will be dismissed. I'll enter a fine in the amount of $114.50, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
That's fine. Next up is Kerry Dixon.
It's like there's out of state holds. This is Dane County versus Terry Dixon, 25FO2270. Can I have appearances, please?
The county appears by ADA Ben Wagner.
And are you Mr. Dixon?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. We're here today because the state has decided to charge your case as an ordinance violation instead of as a criminal violation. I expect there will be an offer to resolve your case today. Specifically, you've been charged with county obstructing or resisting an officer. What that means is whether you decide to resolve today or not, you'll be unconditionally released from custody for this case. However, it looks like there is an extradition request that would have to be handled before you'd be outright released. Is there an offer to resolve?
Court costs.
All right. So you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, and we can set this case for further proceedings. Otherwise, you can enter a no contest or guilty plea, and you'd be fined $114.50. Payment of that amount could be arranged through the clerk of courts, and you would have 60 days to pay. Would you like to resolve today for that $114.50?
So you said 100, how much? 100 what?
$114.50. 114.
I got how many days? 60 days?
60 days, yes, sir.
Well, I ain't, it'll probably be a little after, cause since I'm getting extradited, so I'll probably have to work it out between the time frames.
All right. So would you like to resolve today or no?
Yeah, I resolve that.
Okay. And what plea would you like to enter?
I'll do no contest.
All right. Then I'll accept your no contest plea, adjudicate you guilty, enter a fine in the amount of $114.50, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
All right. Thanks,